welcome back to Click Video Mag, the Cape Town edition. We're here for Roadshow and for a couple of other different odds and ends at this wonderful little wine farm called
Groot Constantia.
Thanks for saying that, because my Afrikaans isn't all that brilliant. Sorry. We're here essentially for a couple of things. First and foremost, the Cell C Cosmopolitan Lingerie fashion show, which we shot last week. We're a press event that we're doing this morning with a whole bunch of journalists. We're going to photo mob them, and also EOS Roadshow. So those are the three big stories that we have in this issue.
Yeah, don't forget M5.
Yeah.
We actually managed to bring one back from Germany.
M5, that was fantastic. Yes,
very cool.
So first and foremost, we'll talk about press event. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing here today at this wonderful little wine farm
in this beautiful weather.
In this lovely weather, yeah. And it's welcome to sunny Cape Town. Grey, miserable, raining. Lovely, like it a lot. But what we got, we a whole bunch of journalists. We've given them some M10s with the little. That's the 1545
lens. Yeah,
1545
mirrorless, because we need to start growing that a little bit. And mirrorless is awesome. It's a great addition to the range.
Well, mirrorless is growing internationally, and for us traditional SLR users, it's a little bit alien because it's a little bit small, and we have to learn to love it as well. So what we decided to do, we got some journalists. We're going to take them to this wonderful little location. We've got a list of tasks for them to do. Some textures, some
get down low,
framing, get down low, that kind of story. Yeah. Traditional photo mob kind of stuff, and we're going to go have some fun. So let's have a quick look at that little clip of what we're doing, running around this lovely little place today. It was quite interesting to see a lot of traditional photographers using the small little cameras.
They were not unimpressed though.
Well, yeah,
they liked it,
absolutely.
They liked it a lot.
Yeah, well, we'll see if they send us some of the images, because we let them keep the memory cards. We didn't let them keep the cameras. That's not happening. But the other reason we were down here, unfortunately, you missed out on that, off to get married, but honeymoon. But we were here down here about a week ago to do the Cell C Cosmopolitan Lingerie event, and I'm really sorry you missed that.
Look at
that's
the one you were begging for.
Not even slightly sorry. But we had an absolutely awesome time. Thanks to the guys at Netsport Media Marketing. We've had an arrangement with them, or a relationship with them, for a couple of years now. They shoot the SA Sports Illustrated, the swimwear shoot, which we still haven't cracked the nod for. I mean, really, I hope they're listening. I hope they're watching. We'd love to come and have a look.
But when you rock up there with a case full of lenses, it looks a bit weird.
Yeah, but it's not just a case full of lenses. There's a couple of things. But what we essentially do over the last couple of years, we loan a whole bunch of video equipment and still equipment for the photographers, for the videographers to cover the events, whether it's Sports Illustrated swimwear shoot or like we did last week with the lingerie shoot. And the lingerie shoot was absolutely fantastic, not only from, what we got to see, but the fact that all of the camera crews that were with us were all shooting Canon. Majority of the photographers were there, were all shooting Canon, and it was a really, really, really cool story. So we got to talk to a whole bunch of the different photographers, and here's a little cutaway from the event. Check this out. So here we are, Click Video Mag at Canal Walk at the wonderful Cell C Lingerie show. Don't know how the hell we managed to crack an invite, but it had something to do with one Mr. Richard Hughes over here, who approached us asking us to loan some gear, most notably the new 5D Mark IV. He'd heard a lot about how good the skin tones would be, and we thought this would be a great place to test it out. The cameras you've got set up, you've got quite a few little rigs over here, yeah?
Yes, well, we've got everything running from a couple of XF305s.
Yeah.
We've got some 5D Mark IIIs.
Right.
One Mark IV now, which I'm very excited about. And then we've got a C300 as well.
All right.
And yeah, I mean, you guys have always come to the party over the years. Us for both, not just SA Lingerie, but also for World Swimsuit, which
Yes.
is, which I work hand in hand with Netsport.
Absolutely.
Canon gear I've always loved. I remember when the 60D was released.
Wow.
That was my first DSLR camera, and I couldn't believe that I was getting like this lovely depth of field with the DSLR camera, and literally ever since then I've just wanted to get everything else. So from like me now wanting to upgrade from the Mark III to the Mark IV,
yeah.
It's not a drastic change, but it's not like I have to relearn how to work the camera again.
Good news.
Which is amazing.
I'm the DP for today, so basically I'm in charge of getting all the cameras up, getting a crew together, as well as operating this for interviews, and use the C300 for interviews because I love the look.
Fantastic.
It's a very filmatic, beautiful cinematic look for it.
Like it a lot.
And then the 5D Mark IV we've got today on the Ronin, testing out the new autofocus.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, so I can run up and down without having to watch, so I can shoot at least a bit shallow and kind of get a cinematic look, because we want it to be a cinematic.
Alrighty.
We want to create that Victoria's Secret look on a smaller budget.
Love it.
Thanks to Canon for hooking us up with the 5D Mark IV.
Okay. What lens have you got on there? That's
today I've got the 24mm on that.
I'm really ecstatic that they're using the 24-144.
Wow.
So
that is one of my favorite lenses.
And on the 5D4. So this is the first event where we're going to see what the skin tones look like on a 5D4. So we're quite excited about that. Double whammy. You've got a little zoom on C300.
24-105. Just because of the space we have right now, I need a bit of wide and I need to crop in where I can.
Good.
70-200 I generally shoot with a lot of interviews. It's beautiful and that compression once you zoom in.
Right.
But in circumstances that's looking great. Obviously the lights we have in the background, there's enough fall off.
Fantastic.
Depth there, so it all looks nice and that works great for us. Nice and quick and easy to use.
That looked really interesting.
Yes, we had a lot of fun. The photographers worked hard, especially Paul, that poor guy with the Ronin rig holding it above his head.
Sure.
Man, he worked hard that night.
I saw you took M5.
Yes, I took M5 of the 18-150 kit lens. It was an interesting piece of work because for that kind of event, the light was very, very low. We were shooting with what lighting they had. I had the 5D Mark IV with a 24-105 f4, which was a fantastic lens, but the majority of the photographers were shooting with f2.8. Andrew had the 85 or 1.2. It was a bit disconcerting having f6.3 on that 18-150. Now I understand why it's got 6.3. It's a tiny lens. It's meant to be tiny. And what that essentially means is I had to need the sensor to work really, really, really hard. And I will show a couple of samples in the background while we're talking about this. But that sensor on that M5 coming from the 80D,
it's the similar sensors
with a little bit more processing behind it in terms of high ISO, low noise. I was thoroughly impressed because given that it only had f6.3, it had to work really hard, and there was a lot of high ISO shots. I was quite impressed with what it was capable of doing. The autofocus was good, it was snappy. The electronic viewfinder took a while to get used to, but I wasn't disconcerted using it. It didn't feel like a strange camera to me. It was pick it up, do this, etc.
It's an EOS.
It is.
It's an EOS.
It's an EOS. There was a couple of things I liked a hell of a lot. That exposure compensation dial right on your thumb. I need to overexpose. Traditionally, I'm on a menu, even on an 80D touchscreen menu, or on a 5D, I'm having to go to a menu to do it. That was quick and easy to get to. Deliberately overexpose or underexpose. Very, very, very quick, which was fantastic. And I liked that a hell of a lot.
So what you could have done? EF adapter.
What I would have preferred, yes, using the EF adapter and putting a 2.8 lens on there,
for sure.
so as to not work that sensor hard. The noise processing was very, very, very good, but I had to process afterwards. I had to put it through DPP and do a little bit of work in the images, but disconcerted with the results. Not disappointed with the results at all. They're fantastic.
I think that's one of the things that people lose track of, is the fact that you can put the EF adapter on there
Correct.
and use every single lens in your arsenal.
Well, again, this is the whole mentality behind Canon's mirrorless thinking.
Correct.
We want to please the existing EOS users
Absolutely.
first. We're not necessarily making a product to target a competitor or to, okay, they've got this, therefore we need to have that.
Yeah,
So
I think also that with M5, it's not really aimed at somebody who takes his first step into the EOS family. It's somebody who's already owned EOS,
Exactly.
or who goes from an existing lens lineup and he wants to add on to what he's got.
Right, yeah. Well, what's really cool is we're also talking about the M5 and the 5D4 obviously at Roadshow, and this is a different Roadshow to normal. We've got some very, very interesting speakers talking. Roadshow happening later. We're going to talk to a whole bunch of people. I'm going to just intro some opinion pieces. We're going to ask people at Roadshow what they think of the M5, what they think of the presentations, etc. So let's cut away to that video of a couple of interviews from Cape Town Roadshow.
Oh, it was absolutely fantastic. Guest speakers were, of course, top of the range, and liked the sense of humour of Roger and the guys.
A lot of really good advice on portraiture and talking to your subjects.
Yeah, I've been to quite a few Canon roadshows, and today's one was brilliant.
First roadshow, epic, awesome experience.
This is my first Canon roadshow. Awesome moment, historical moment.
I'm just sort of getting into photography, but this really shed a light on a lot of things. How was your experience?
It's been amazing. It's my third time. I loved it.
That was one of our best roadshows we've been to.
I'm going to say that the roadshow, I really enjoyed this one round. The guys that spoke today were awesome.
It was quite an interesting experience seeing different forms of photography. I really enjoyed seeing different styles and forms and how other artists do what they do.
What I've seen so far is wow, in terms of the camera range that I've seen there, that Canon is doing the work and the technology that they put in there. And then I've seen Andy Lund.
Andy Lund is ridiculously good looking. I found it awkward because I couldn't look at the screen. I was drawn to his magnetism.
Today's event has been truly inspirational. Some of the new equipment that we've seen has been incredible. Photography, for me, is an amazing thing because you get to see the world through different eyes, and these photographers here today have truly explained that and showed us how we can do that too.
The thing that I've learned the most from all the photographers is patience.
Great job, Canon.
Loved it.
People liked it.
People liked it.
People liked it. Andre Clemens, why not?
Yeah, that was very, very interesting. So, Cape Town, thanks very much for hosting us. We've had a wonderful time while we're here. We're going to try and do this on a regular basis. Last issue was about Germany. Cologne. This issue coming to you live from Cape Town.
Next issue, Hawaii?
No, I don't think we're going to crack the nod for the budget on that one. But I think probably Durban.
Definitely.
Yeah, we're in Durban in middle of November. Let's do some interesting stories about that. What we're going to try and do is something a little bit more like we did originally, where we go out with the cameras, we take some photographs, we go get the story behind the shots, and then show the shots as well. So you get to see us playing with the gear that we love so much. And so it's not just, we're not going to just rely on our opinions, but we're also going to talk about a couple of pro photographers and see what they think. But until next issue from sunny Durban, hopefully it's sunny. That's it from us, this issue of Click Mag. Thanks very much.
Thank you.